Okay.
Okay. And here we go.
This meeting is being recorded.
We don't need a recording in progress. Okay, people are coming in.
That's good.
Yeah. There was a bit of a delay, so I was like, uh-oh. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Here we go.
I think we are.
Yep, we're ready. John's trying to share your screen.
No, it's not the issue. I left it. I left it in the wrong spot. So
I was like, something's going on.
Yep. I'm sorry, guys. I'll scroll up to the top the hard way.
Yeah. Oh man, you spoiled it.
I spoiled it. I'm sorry.
No, this is great.
It happens to me. So, hey, everybody, welcome to our illustration isolation, God knows what episode, 50 something. We're in our 50s somewhere, which is means we've been doing this for a year. And I can prove it from the stack of drawings that I have and the amount of paper I've gone through. So tonight, right now, Cassandra Loomis is here with me, and I'm sure there's more coming in. But I think we're going to jump to and get to the drawing right away tonight. And Belen Assad has been nice enough to share more reference with us. It's the Argentinian photographer and film director that we used. She was nice enough to lend us work last week and allowing us to draw her images again. And so our reference for tonight are these four. Beautiful reference.
That's beautiful.
Be fun to draw. And I think we'll get right to it. Remember that we're going to be doing 4 20-minute poses tonight. Try to post either in Facebook or Instagram. I always suggest Instagram, but I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I was going to say, post to Instagram. Instagram is definitely where we're going to be looking. If you're part of the Facebook group, I think that's an awesome place to post and connect with everybody during the week. But real-time decision, I say we just check Instagram tonight.
Okay.
Yeah,
for us, for sure.
Yeah, post it to Instagram.
And make sure you credit Belen at Belen. I mean, she's nice enough to let us use the work, and I think she should get credit for it. And and please post. Please post your work. It's great to see everybody posting. Okay, so Timmy, I think we're ready to go. First pose. I'll stop sharing.
Yeah, we're ready to go. The only thing I was going to say is if you check the chat, I'm going to share a link to the photos in case this is your first time joining us. And if it is your first time joining us, welcome. And I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to join in the fun and draw with us and share your work. If people had not been sharing their work with us for this, I don't know that we would have done it as long as we have. It has really been what has driven the excitement behind this is the community participation. I can see a couple people are typing where they're from. Be sure to hit the in the chat, select panelists and attendees so everybody can see it. And tell us where you're tuning in from.
Yeah, you should also add, how is your weather? Because it seems
Oh,
like
yeah.
the weather is crazy for everybody.
Yeah, it is crazy everywhere right now. We're getting a reprieve in Kansas City, I think.
Well, hadn't started yet.
I could see the light at the end of the tunnel, though.
I saw something about Kansas City where it said like you hit the coldest temperature since the 19th century or something.
Yes. It was pretty chilly. It was it felt like a crisis. I think it was.
Wow.
Yeah. Terry Brown says New York weather is biblical. That's great. Well, I hope everybody's safe and warm, and yeah, and I hope you're not using your last bit of power to tune into this. Okay, we've got a couple of people joining. We got Bill in here, Cassandra. I'm sure we'll have I think a few more people will be joining. That or, you know,
Not that many people. Terry's going to have to drop.
I was gonna say, are we gonna be pulling somebody from the crowd tonight?
Hey, I'm here.
Hey, Bill.
How are you?
Hey,
Good.
Bill.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I was trying somebody's recipe for curing the vertigo that I've been having.
Oh man,
Oh,
no.
So sorry. Vertigo is miserable.
What's that?
Vertigo is miserable. I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not fun. But it's, I don't know. I tried this thing where you lie on your side and you tilt your head. And you're supposed to do it for 45 seconds. And I know I don't have the patience to do it for more than like 20.
Well, that could be part of your problem.
Well, that's the first time I've tried it, so I'll try it again a little bit later and or tomorrow and see. But anyways,
My father suffered from vertigo real badly.
oh, he did. Oh man. But last week, like right after illustration isolation, right after studio bridge drawing, for about 3 hours, and then a couple weeks before that. And then this morning when I first woke up, it was better after I ate and had coffee though.
Have you gone to an ENT or anything?
I have actually. I actually have a hearing aid in my left ear.
Mm-hmm.
Because they said I have what's called Meniere's disease, which is probably the cause of the vertigo. But
Yeah.
so I'll see. I have a regular doctor's appointment on March 1st, and then an ENT on sometime after that.
Montalvo just joined, and it looks like he's using a camera from the future. It is incredible quality.
Jeez,
It really is.
That's just Montalvo's face.
Whoa! I thought it was a photo at first.
I thought it was that photo. I think it is a photo.
You're gonna have to turn your mic on, Montalvo.
He looks great, but he can't use his mic.
Yeah.
Isn't that the photo from Blade Runner that moves?
I think I was muted. Good night,
Yeah, there
everyone.
you go. How's it going, Montalvo?
Hey, how are you doing?
Montalvo,
Hey,
How you doing?
Montalvo.
Hi, Montavo.
Hello, hello. Javier, how are you doing?
I didn't
Cassandra?
Doing good. I'm doing better. Thank you. You
Yeah,
know,
I just got the last words you were saying. This you were getting better and stuff, and just
yeah, I'm doing better. I last week was rough,
oh
but
man.
yeah, I tried this thing people were suggesting where you lay down on your bed on one side, and that seems to help a little bit too. But I don't know. We'll see after I see a doctor.
Well, I hope you get better soon.
Thanks, man. I mean, I feel good now, so we'll just, you know, knock on drawing board or whatever. Yeah, I appreciate that. There's been a lot of nice outreach on Facebook, you know.
Well, anybody who's had a hint of it is like utterly sympathetic for your plight.
So I tagged one of my friends in your giveaway.
Awesome.
So I was going to tag myself, but I thought
Do it. Tag yourself, man. Like anybody can. I'm happy. Like I was
John
just
wanted me to
excited I
tag
finally
him.
got some cards.
I told them to tag me.
Y'all have to until tomorrow.
I'm definitely.
How many
not
still
doing that. I
tag
didn't
John?
know that.
Let's see.
What is this, Cassandra?
Oh, I just finally got some cards made. People have been so patient and have been asking me forever. And so a gallery I work with is like, can I just print some up for you? Because they were asking too. So they did. And then I bought some off of them, and I just thought I'd give out a couple to people. So
Oh, awesome.
I'm gonna randomly pick somebody and mail them some of the cards I have.
Smart.
Is that on Instagram?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to find this.
I told John that I was gonna be on lurk mode tonight. I'm not gonna be able to draw with you guys. I'm just hanging out.
Oh, that's great.
You
Yeah,
can't,
I have this job that I just got this week. It's just like kind of a, you know, the dream job that you always wanted to do, just like concept cars and stuff.
Oh, cool.
But man, this is gonna take me, you know, a few weeks, I think.
Great though.
That's amazing. What
Congratulations.
can you talk about it much, or is it all pretty under?
Well, I can talk
Under
about
wraps.
the client. It's
Yeah.
it's from BMW. It's such a cool image to do. It's a poster for BMW. First time they're doing this kind of thing in Brazil, at least. They're not going for 3D or photographs and stuff, and they want it to look like a drawing, you know.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and they gave me the 3D references, and
Oh,
so
wow.
I have very sharp reference as far as surface goes, and you know, all the metallic surfaces and stuff. But I have to convert all that into a drawing language, and it's super cool, but it's gonna take me a while.
When you say drawing language, what could you, I guess, elaborate on that more?
Yeah. I think the best reference that I can think of is Scott Robertson.
Mhm.
I don't know if you're familiar with Scott Robertson's drawing, but actually he's a concept designer for engineer and you know future films and all this kind of stuff, just like Sid Mead used to do, right? So they're hoping for some very high standards in quality.
Oh,
Great.
wow. I'm looking at
But
his work right now.
it's
It's
at
really
the same time
incredible.
they wanted to look, you know, sparking and good and you know like muscle cars and all this kind of stuff,
Mhm.
but they wanted to be, you know, the lines and tracing, they wanted to show up all the brushworks and all this kind of, you know, looks like a little bit of airbrushing, you know, old time drawings car drawings with airbrush and stuff, but not
Okay.
so clean. They wanted to be a little bit, you know, energetic. So it's
There's
something
a-
that I always wanted to do, but Jesus.
That's amazing. I heard a BMW joke just the other day, which is, if you think your job is pointless, just know that there's somebody installing turd signals on BMWs.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty great. That's really interesting. I mean, they're beautiful cars, so I can only imagine the concept.
Yeah, I can't show you anything, but once it's done, probably gonna put it on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll tell you guys.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
That's cool.
Montalvo, I think that if everybody promises that they won't tell anybody,
We could show it.
can everybody here just don't tell anybody? And
Don't show anybody.
I'm
Don't
sure
tell
it'll
anybody
be-
what.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
you know, the only risk is that I can be sued by BMW.
Which, I mean, that's like a small family company. You're
Yeah.
fine.
I'm not really sure if you ever heard of them, but they
Yeah.
seem to be good. You know, and they seem to be big in. I think it was Germany. I think maybe.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm, yeah.
Maybe a hint, a little
So they
bit.
say.
Yeah. They won't find me here.
No,
I'll show it.
no, they probably have three. They're probably half our attendees, BMW spies. No. Oh wow,
This is
that's
kind of-
really amazing. Have you done a lot for auto before, like auto design, car
Well,
design?
more as a you know as a how do they call that the big shot like the not as a first thing to be seen. I've been
Mhm.
always doing cars and cities and stuff as background images,
Yeah.
especially for the company that I work on, because I work there as a background painter, as a digital background painter. So all the stuff that comes into, you know, first plane and all the hero shots they call. I remember the word. They call the hero shots. And
Mhm.
these hero shots used to be, you know, they're most of the time they're done by the 3D guys.
Wow.
But this time it's in my hands. So
Cool, man.
I have no backup to, you know, to run to. I have to do some, you know, the best of what I can do,
Mhm.
which is
No
pretty cool.
pressure or anything.
Yeah, yeah. I feel a bit of a, you know, responsibility and stuff, but this is something that I always wanted to do. So
Oh,
let's
so
get
That's
to
cool,
it.
man.
I'm still in the boring part. I'm talking to you guys and doing, you know, the vector work. I have to vectorize most of the contours. So then I can lock them up and use brush strokes within a very strict area, like the highlights and doors and, you know, the glasses and mirrors and stuff. It's a funny job. It's a real fun job, but it's
Do you know much about cars though? Like, would you be able to take a car apart, Montalvo?
I'm, you know, I like
How
cars.
important is that? Yeah.
I like them, of course.
Uh-huh.
I like
Right.
the design of them. You know, I have a few favorites, but I'm not one of those guys that knows everything about, you know,
Uh-huh.
Mustangs and stuff, and you know the years of the cars, and what kind of suspension they have, all this kind of stuff. I'd love to be one of those guys, but I don't
Right.
think I just have the passion for it and the money.
Right. It's an
Except for
expensive hobby.
BMW cars, right?
Yeah, yeah, they kind of
That's awesome, man.
yeah.
Does that mean you get a sweet employee discount now, or?
Well, maybe for, you know, some keys and, you know,
Yeah.
key
Get a
holders.
keychain.
Yeah, yeah.
BMW keychain with your name on it.
It's a BMW keychain for you. For all.
You're gonna get a really nice vinyl sticker from all of this.
Yeah, yeah.
Montalvo. So this is, I mean, you self-described dream job, and I'm sure, you know, we've got a lot of people here who are always, I mean, that's everybody's, it's the dream job. Everybody wants to get it. They want to know how to find their dream job. What was the journey to getting to this? I mean, what did it just kind of happen out of nowhere, or have you been working towards this specific type of work for a long time?
That's such a great question to me. I feel like this is, it looks to me like an interview, but I'm really glad you asked. I remember once I was talking to Gary Kelly, and I asked him, how do you manage your, to advertise your work and stuff? Do you have any special ways to get to people and art directors and things? And he just said to me, you know, it, it starts like that. When you really, working on in the constructing your career and your reputation, you really have to go after, and make appointments and show stuff, and then it comes a time that your own work starts working for you. And this was, Gary Kelly's words. I'm just rephrasing him. But this is, I think, is one of those times that it just happened. There was this job, and this guy that was needing an illustrator, the art director was needing an illustrator, and he asked a few people. He said, "Well, do you know anyone that can do this kind of job for me?" And I got this indication from another person, and it
Oh,
just,
wow.
he
Right.
came to me and said, "Well, I've been looking up your work, and I think you can do this. Are you interested?" So it just sat on my lap.
That's cool,
Yeah.
man. That's the best stuff.
Overnight success in 15 years. Is that kind of?
Yeah, if it would be in 15 years, I would be, much younger than that. It's been like 30.
Yeah.
It's been a 30-year road now.
Yeah. 30. Well, I don't, your hair, I mean, looking at your hair, Montalvo, I mean, I assume
No,
it
with
was
that
15.
camera, I could say
Yeah.
it seems like 15 years to me.
Yeah. 10 maybe. Yeah.
There's something happening to me. I don't know. I feel like as I pass the 50s, I feel like I'm growing younger. It's kind of weird.
Oh,
I'm
that's
so
cool. You're Benjamin Buttoning all of a sudden.
Yeah, yeah. I was just talking to my girlfriend. I said, "What you're doing to me? I'm feeling really younger than I actually am." And she said, "Well, I'm feeling the same, and we look a little bit younger and happier and maybe dumber than we were before we met each other." I think it's been good for both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great. Well, good relationship can make all the difference, right?
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. It's just I feel different and I look different than I was kind of 2 or 3 years ago when I was I was going through a, a divorce, just separation. It was not litigious or anything, but the time came and
Yeah.
we had to go through all this stuff, and it's not you know it's not funny, but we could manage through that. And it shows in your face, it shows in the way you look and the way you smile, or the way you don't smile, for that matter.
John, you're getting a couple people have messaged now. They really want to see your work. They want to see what you're doing.
Maybe I'll
Well-
turn the right camera on now.
I thought you were choosing. And then they asked if they could see Bill's work, which you can see too. You can see Bill's work. It's
You
good.
can't see my work, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure you want to see my first drawing, but that's what I'm
Oh,
looking
looks good, man.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Looks great.
John.
We had a good drawing session today with Studio Bridge too.
Yeah.
Lots of good- Great reference. We drew 4 artists.
I saw you drew Georgia O'Keeffe. What a great person to draw. She has such an amazing face.
Yeah. George O'Keeffe and
Vincent van Gogh,
Vincent van Gogh, Basquiat,
Frida Kahlo. It was great.
Frida Kahlo, yeah.
One of these Thursdays, I'll make it for the studio drawing. My goal.
It's interesting. I was thinking the whole time I was looking at this, I was thinking about why can't I think Jim Morrison because of the hair.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. I've been thinking about Robert Plant.
My drawing looks more like Jim Morrison than it does the model.
Yeah. Well, mine definitely looks more like Robert Plant. I once did a job. Well, it was a school. It was a class assignment, and originally I thought I was drawing Sid Vicious, but I realized I was drawing Gary Oldman as Sid Vicious. That was pretty funny. So it worked, though. I mean, got the point
It's
across.
hard for me to imagine, the actor as Sid Vicious. Gary Oldman as Sid Vicious, just
He was good.
You can do anything.
Have you seen Sid and Nancy? The movie?
no, I haven't seen it. I know it's on my list.
Yeah. It was one of those first pieces where it was like, oh, maybe I can do this for a living. Montalvo, I think Bill Sienkiewicz did a BMW ad years ago. It was a comic kind of thing.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure it was BMW, but I mean, it was a pretty cool ad. So they seem like they're pretty open to art, and artistic interpretation, and seems like something you can have a lot of fun with.
Yeah, I was talking to the art director and say, well, if they really like what we're doing here, there's a chance that they might ask for some more of those.
You might ask what?
Ask for some more pieces like this that I'm doing.
Yeah.
I really hope they do.
That's cool, man. I think that would be great.
Incredible.
I'm sure it will come out beautifully.
John, are just curious, are you running the clock?
You got about a minute.
Okay.
I was paying attention when we started.
I just figured I might have been a lawsuit. I thought you had the clock on.
We were talking about movies, and this weekend I saw one of those films that I really, really wanted to see for a long time. I didn't know it was in HBO here, and it was the Falcon and the Snowman.
Oh,
Have
that's
you
a
seen
great
that?
movie.
Yeah, it's Sean
I haven't
Penn,
seen
very, very young.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it's hardly being advertised after it was released.
That's a good movie, man. Timothy Hutton and Sean Penn.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Which is what I think about every time I see that commercial. I'm like, didn't they make that movie like in the 70s?
I was gonna say about half the people drawing with us tonight thought of the Marvel universe.
Totally.
Bill, have you ever seen the movie Racing with the Moon?
A long time ago.
Sean Penn and Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
That was one of my I love that movie. And I think that was one of their best performances. It was very quiet.
Yeah.
I just watched The Professor and the Madman. Did anybody see that?
Oh, The Professor. How is that?
It was really good, man. Like, it was one of those ones where you're just like, dang, Sean Penn is such a good actor.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm a dictionary geek, so it was about, the creation of the Oxford Dictionary. So I just thought it was wonderful.
I love that movie. It was terrific.
I got to see that. Have you seen Mystic River?
Oh, gosh, I can't handle it. I cried my eyes out.
That's such an intense, I mean, oh my God, good movie, but,
But I can never watch it again.
oh, I've only seen it once. I'm never watching that again.
I think
Yeah.
there was a scene that they were filming out of Omaha, and Gianna was like in grade school. I think it was Mystic River, but Mystic River set in Boston, right?
Boston.
Boston, yeah.
She had an interaction with Sean Penn. It's like
Oh,
the only, and I guess she was like, she would have been like 13 or something, or 12, and she just, I'm assuming she just knew that he was a celebrity, and I guess he kind of snubbed her.
oh,
Who's this, Jimmy?
Gianna, my
Oh.
wife. Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm sure. No, I'm sure. I'm sure it was a misunderstanding because I'm a big Sean Penn fan.
oh my
So
gosh. Well, Timmy, did you?
I have
listen
not
to
let that get in the way. I've not let that story get in the way of my love for Sean Penn.
He's a smart guy.
Yeah, he's crazy smart.
Oh,
And
did you listen to the Armchair Expert with Sean Penn?
yeah, I did, and I went
Oh
into
my
it.
gosh.
I went into it kind of anticipating, thinking, oh, he's gonna be kind of a dummy that kind of says all the things that, I don't know, kind of the fake.
Mhm.
There was something about him that I thought wasn't very authentic, and he sold it. I
just
bought
thought
in.
he
I
was
bought into
not
it.
gonna. I knew he was really smart. I just didn't know if he was going to be personable or like really want to open up. And
I think that's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
yeah, it was a really it was a really provocative interview. Like he talked about so many things that just really impressed me.
I guess my hang up before listening to that was I assumed that he was an extremely, he's so good looking, and you see it, and he just kind of came across as like the vanity, maybe over the top, and not the case.
No.
I really enjoyed it.
Like he didn't want to talk about his acting career at all. He was talking about his writing and
Yeah.
charities and organizations that are important to him. Like it was just, I was
He
really, really
didn't
impressed.
take himself, he seemed to not take himself too seriously, which
Yeah.
is, I think, the Sean Penn joke, is that he takes himself too seriously. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think we've run our
Excellent.
time on this post.
Okay.
I'm having way too much fun drawing this guy.
Yeah.
Belen does such a good job with the photos, the models that are picked. I'm just really, really impressed. Thank Alice again. She was a rock star for being able to get us the rights to use these.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's really great. I know Baylen's been like super excited about it too, supportive, which is
Aw.
great.
Oh, look, that's looking good, Cassandra.
Oh, thank you so much.
Screen popped up. All right.
All right.
And I'll just remind everybody, first of all, definitely please share your work, post it to Instagram. And if you're like, I don't know what to tag on it or anything like that, you'll see that there's actually the tags are right there on our page with the photo reference. If you just click it, you can copy the tags. And you'll notice we highly encourage you to tag the photographer. She didn't have to, give us the rights to use these photos. It's her art too, and so I think it's really
It's
really,
appropriate.
yeah, it's really special of her to like hand it over and just say, do what you guys want. So
Well, I mean, the photos are works of art that we get to interpret. That's amazing.
yeah, it really is.
I don't know if I can stop drawing this guy.
I had to stop. I wanted to keep going, but I'm going to try to be good. It's good for me to try to keep painting fast.
All right. Two.
Oh, I watched shocking news. I watched a documentary.
Okay. This is
I watched.
This is the
I-
doc watch section of Facebook isolation. All right, now we're gonna move on to documentaries.
Doc watch.
Yeah, yeah. So I watched Social Dilemma and I watched Fake Famous.
Oh, I
Oh,
couldn't
I've
stomach
seen Social
those.
Dilemma. That's incredible. I
I
haven't seen the other one though.
I'd like to hear what if you enjoyed it. I don't think I could stomach watching.
I
Either of
thought
them.
it was very thought provoking. I think it's important to
Yeah.
be aware of kind of
Yeah.
repercussions of social media. Like I wish there was a little bit more duality to it. Like I thought what they were saying was very important, but I would have loved to have more solutions
Right.
Yeah.
with what you're mentioning, because we can't just stop social media. Like it's
Right.
like, you know, in the arts especially, it's really important to be able to kind of get to know people so they can see your art, so that like
Mhm.
galleries can see your art. So I wish there was more solutions, but I did think it was really thought provoking, especially since I have small children. I want to know about how to think about exposing them to social media when they're much older. So for that it was good, but it was heavy for sure.
Yeah.
I'm very familiar with all of the like the facts about it because
Mhm.
I do a lot of like digital, or if you do any digital marketing, you see behind the veil pretty quickly.
Mhm.
What I would recommend people who feel trapped, people like feel trapped or like obligated to commit to social media. There's a and there's a book that is marketed as a marketing book. It's really not a marketing book though. It's really a like study on, I think, groups of people and why something catches on. It's called Contagious. It's a bit older. It's not like a brand new. It's not like I think it came out in like 2015, but it a lot of it has to do with this idea that like social media is extremely addicting,
Mhm.
but it does not dictate commercial activity as much as we think it does,
Oh,
which
interesting.
is that really people make decisions based on and certain aspects of it have changed. They're no longer, they're a bit dated, but really we make decisions based on what people in our personal lives suggest and tell. We really we're not as convinced by, like, I saw somebody post a Facebook post about go to this restaurant. That being said, I think artists, like you said, it's like you have to have a presence on social because that's the first place we'll go to see your work.
Mhm.
It looks like a social experiment to me,
uh
more than commercial experiment.
right.
Yeah, it's something like it happens in large scales, and all this Brexit thing, and
Uh-huh.
it's all
Yeah.
result of algorithms and
Yeah.
what they're doing to us as a society, as like digital guinea pigs we are.
Yeah. There's the ethicist at Google was interviewed. I can't remember. It was on one of the podcasts I listened to, and he says like these big tech companies, they're like modern day like tech Greek gods, and because they have influence over so many people,
I can see that.
and the only difference is like occasionally when they mess up, they like move their elbow and it like destroys the whole world just because they're completely they're bumbling through it. So it's a sticky problem, the whole thing. But
So it was,
I think the scary thing though is just to me it's just screen time.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And so
And
just like,
raising a kid, I can imagine that's really complicated.
I mean, right now I don't, we personally don't like let our kids have like iPads or anything like that, because I have 4-year-olds. Like they're excited
They don't
about
have
that.
their own phones yet.
Yeah, they're excited by cardboard boxes, and I wanted to stay that way for a while. But it was just interesting to hear what they were saying, and what changes we should be looking for just to protect. Because I think as adults, like you guys can make your own decisions and you're fine. But we need to think about I need to think about my kids. Like, how can I protect them?
Yeah.
So I thought for that aspect, it was very thought provoking.
Oh yeah. I can imagine.
But Fake Famous was interesting. That's a lighter version. And it's a social experiment where they take 3 people who are not don't have much of a presence on Instagram, and they try to turn them into influencers.
I saw the trailer for that. That looked
Yeah.
that looks so depressing, Cassandra.
No, well, it was so much lighter.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
It was more of they were all, I mean, I don't feel like I'm ruining it, but all of them were like, oh, this is what being an influencer is? No, I'm not really interested.
Because it's all completely fake. Right?
Yeah, totally. And that was what was amazing to me is you can rent for $50 a fake airplane, private jet, tunnel. You just go and you take pictures to pretend like you're on a private jet.
Oh my God. To me, that is super depressing.
So I thought it was fascinating because I mean,
yeah,
I'll
it is definitely fascinating. It's fascinating because it's like what the desire to be looked at is so,
and how to be seen and what they'll
overwhelming.
do to
Yeah.
get free stuff.
Uh-huh. Man.
That would be so nice to study anthropology over that, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's the name again?
Fake Famous?
Fake Famous.
HBO, right?
Yeah.
I just watched about half of the Britney Spears documentary, which is really interesting.
How is that? I was looking at that.
It's really it's pretty good. Some of it is a bit like interviewing people that don't seem to be they just seem to be internet users, which sometimes I'm kind of like, okay.
That feels suspicious.
It's just would there have been a better person to interview? But it's a really interesting, it is an interesting and tragic story, the whole thing. Yeah. I think it's work. I'm only halfway through it, so I can't say I love it yet, but
It's definitely
I recommend it. I think anybody that isn't sympathetic to the story would maybe change their mind if they watched it.
Yeah. That was the impression I got. I mean, I always felt sad for her anyways. It's just unfortunate.
Right. Yeah.
Have you guys seen Years and Years, the series?
Oh, Montalvo. I'm obsessed with that show.
I'm halfway done.
Yeah, that was good. I can't believe you're watching that this year, though. This is a tough year to watch it.
Oh yeah, no, I think it was even harder last year.
Oh really?
Yeah, my girlfriend saw it. Just I think it was in the middle of last year, and the possibility of Trump being reelected was real.
Mm-hmm.
And
if anybody's wondering, Years and Years it's a British miniseries, right?
Yeah, 6 chapters, 6
episodes. Yeah, and isn't it every episode is 5 years in the future or something like that?
Yeah,
roughly. Oh, it's on HBO. Purchased it. So, are you watching it on HBO?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't heard of that.
Fantastic.
Oh,
fantastic.
Really
it's
heavy.
Think of Black Mirror, but not so out there. It's just
somebody described it to me. Somebody said it's Black Mirror meets This Is Us.
Oh wow.
It's This Is Us with teeth.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I saw Terry Brown's comment. Yeah. Did anybody see This Is Us this week? Because I did.
I'm not on the This Is Us. I just haven't watched it. No.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna say, Terry, I watched it and it was fascinating, and I did not see that coming.
Oh. This is a Terry Brown sidebar. Oh, that's cool. I'd love to know. I'm gonna have to catch up on how many seasons.
Well, actually, I mean, you could watch that episode and
Really?
you're not going to be so out of the loop. It was just, I don't want to ruin it because, some people may have like
Right.
DVR'd it or they're going to
They
see
might
it.
be
So I
like
don't,
they were like one episode behind.
yeah. So I'm not
Okay.
going to be the person that they cursed
Yeah.
because I said what happened. I just thought it was really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Somebody was very smart.
What's the guy's name? The main actor, Vito. That's the actor's name. Vito something.
Milo Ventimiglia or something like that.
Yep.
Oh, Milo.
Yeah, you're right. I was just trying to think of super Italian names.
Milo, Milo.
But not Italian, no. For some reason, I thought he was an Italian actor. Yeah. Yeah.
I just saw him in a old Law and Order episode where he was really young.
Man.
He was also in Grown Ups. One of the Grown Ups movies. As a young frat boy.
Oh yeah, Heroes. Thank you. I was trying to think of that. Yeah, he was in Heroes.
He was in Heroes too, yeah.
Cassandra,
That
somebody asked an art-related question. Cassandra, what material are you using?
Oh, I am painting an acrylic on cardboard that I sealed with some GAC 100.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I cut up a box today because I didn't have any like new cardboard to come out of old frames.
I had an art project this week. John, you'd be excited to hear this. I painted some. I bought these chess pieces on Etsy, and it was they were cast by this guy out of Texas, and he sent them, and they were not painted. So I had to go to the art store, get some acrylics. I texted Don Kilpatrick to be like, "Hey, what do you know about acrylics and ceramics?" And he was like, "Don't you have like a list of like 20 other people you could text?" I was like, "Yeah, I've got a pretty long list of people I could reach out to, but I'm trying to
Do you
wing
feel
it."
honored that he was at the top?
I think it was because I meant to these are like novelty chess pieces. It's a Duncan chess set, and so the king is like 8 inches. It's like a huge chess set. And I meant to text a photo to my buddy Chris, and I accidentally texted it to Don. So he kind of got just like roped into it.
Oh.
So I was like, "Hey, check this out." And it was a silly like late night text I accidentally sent Don. And I was like, "Oh, hey man, I'm sorry. I meant to text my buddy, but what do you know about painting acrylic on ceramic?"
Oh my God.
So he probably felt not honored. He probably, I'm guessing he might have felt a bit used.
Considering he's not here, yeah.
Yeah. So that explains why Don's not here tonight.
Well, do you have a new chess set because you watched The Queen's Gambit?
No, I don't. I've been looking at this chess set for a pretty long time, and I got my little brother a smaller version of it the year before, but I don't know why I got it, because I don't live with anybody that can play chess, and nobody comes over that can play chess. So
It makes for a good project.
Yeah, it was a project.
You'll be ready for George.
I bet George is probably way too good. I play chess online, pretty like I probably what most people spend doing social media. That's probably what I do, chess online, and I'm really
That's
bad
like
at
a
it.
way healthier thing to do than be on social media. So good for you.
I play a little chess online.
Do you, Bill? Are you on chess.com?
I have the app for chess.com, so
If anybody wants to play me on chess.com, my username is Timote.
is what?
Timote.
Okay.
I'll put it in the chat.
I'll look for you and
Yeah. I'm always looking for a really bad chess player.
well then that would be perfect because I think I'm probably
I don't know, man. I'm pretty bad.
Not worse than me.
Yeah.
I'm horrible.
I would say the first question is, do you know how to play chess? And then you already have
chess.
then you already have a pretty good chance that you're going to beat me.
I've seen the Queen's Gambit and I know how to play chess. And
Oh, well, the Queen's Gambit was so cool because it made chess thrilling, and I don't play chess.
Oh, I said that like, no, that didn't inspire me. That was a good show.
Do it. It was so amazing that they did it.
I think it'd be funny if like somebody got into chess because of the Queen's Gambit, and then they're like playing it and they're going, "Oh, this is chess."
It is happening, actually. The numbers are, kind of like after the King's Gambit was released, the sales of, chessboards and all chess books.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh yeah,
True.
yeah, you're right, Montalvo. I bought high as far as yeah.
I've been listening to the soundtrack to that show a bunch too while I paint. It makes me feel way cooler because it's so like dramatic. So every brush stroke just feels very
Dun, dun, dun.
duh.
Is it mostly scored or is there?
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
score. It's really pretty.
Wow.
Well, this didn't turn out at all like I thought it was going to.
I'm gonna blow dry real quick.
Never asked this, but I'm just curious with the audience, what what material you're using tonight? Or what medium?
Oh, Rebecca says Felicity's playing chess now.
She can probably already beat me if she's as good at chess as she is at drawing.
She says that she has to play with her dad because she's
Okay.
not at the level. Yeah, Rebecca, you and I can play and then talk about other things, and Felicity can go like be really, really good at it.
Nice.
Did anybody answer the question about where the reference is?
I think it was found.
It was because
Yeah.
there was a question in there. Just noticed.
Okay. Oh. I'll take care of it, Bill.
I was just wondering.
Oh yeah, it's set. We're good. I know about this one. Cool. I like the person who's switched their medium to white wine. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
White wine on black paper.
Yeah, white wine on black paper. That's good.
Or black velvet. White wine on black velvet.
That's great.
So does anybody remember being a kid and walking into like drugstores or convenience stores or any kind of store and seeing black velvet paintings and glow in the dark paintings for sale?
Oh yeah.
Truck stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Side of the highway.
Yeah.
Velvet Elvis.
Oh yeah.
I remember there was like Thrifty Drug and they'd have, or Kmart or whatever, and they'd have like the poster racks and a lot of blow-ups of comics and the old liquor store. Yeah, I could see that. But then there's like the black velvet tigers and glow in the dark. Yeah, the sad clowns. Emmett Kelly. Yeah, absolutely, Chuck.
We had a Bill there at my mom's house. There's like a really cheesy painting of a wolf and its two cubs, and it's because I was with my brother Mike and my dad, and we were driving across the country. John, I don't know if you've ever heard this story, but we got to a diner gas station in the middle of nowhere, Montana, and it was the mood in the car was bad. Like tension was rising.
Oh,
And we went into this diner, and I remember going into this diner, and there were like dozens of people there, and you could tell we ruined the evening for everyone. That's how tense it was. The three of us were so upset with each other, and my dad, the waitress came over, and she was like, "Sir, what would you like?" And he was like, "I'm fine. I'm not going to eat." And I remember being like, "Oh, this is really bad." My dad's not getting a meal, and then in the middle of the meal, we'd just been in a car too long. And in the middle of the meal, he gets up and he goes to the car. And me and my brother Mike are sitting at this table, and we were like, he's gonna leave us here. And I was looking at the car. I kept looking at the car to see if it was still there, you know? And we got up, and I was like, dude, you gotta apologize. We're not gonna be able to get back in the car. I was trying to get to college. I just wanted them to drop me off at college. And I was like, you gotta either make a really good apology or something. And we were in like the front entrance to this place, and the waitress had a bunch of those paintings up on the wall for sale. And I was like, you gotta gift him the wolf and its two cubs. So we bought it and we gave it to him. It was one of the funniest diffusions of a big fight I've ever seen. You know, we went out there with this painting of these.
You have the painting?
Oh yeah, it's the cheesiest. It's so funny, but it's this wolf and his two cubs. It was like the most perfect painting for the moment.
So I have to ask how long did that last on the trip?
That,
Before you had to diffuse it again.
you know, we were at the last leg of it, so it was really got us across the finish line. Yeah,
that's hilarious.
yeah. But yeah, John, it was not the only tense part of the trip.
I've heard bits and pieces of it.
Oh man, it's one of the wildest things my older brother's done. Is we were getting in a car to go from Kansas City to Portland. It was going to be just me and my dad, and at the last minute, Mike was like, "I think I'm going to tag along," and he hopped in this car like midwinter drive, and I was just like, I just felt like a passenger. And my dad was like, he wanted to stop and see all the sights, and it became pretty obvious Mike just wanted the bullet train to Portland. So yeah, it was a rough experience, but I mean, I think about that trip all the time. It was really fun.
I remember your father telling me about the trip and going to Italy with Mike. And I don't know who else went on the trip.
Yeah, Tony, it was Tony and Mike. I wasn't there,
but your dad told me, he said, I spent an exorbitant amount of money and time renting a car that was a manual transmission, knowing that Mike couldn't drive a manual transmission.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
because it was the smartest and best money I've ever spent in my life. Because
Oh my God.
it totally dominated the
Funniest thing. I remember he told me he rented. He's like, guess what? I did something pretty smart. And I was like, what? And he's like, rented a stick shift. He goes, I was like, wow, that is a pro move.
All right. Well, I think we should go on to the next one. Take like another minute.
Gotta figure out how I can clean this up in a minute.
Oh, that's nice. Looking good
Oh.
this thing. All right.
Really fun pose, isn't it?
Oh,
Yes.
beautiful. It makes me think of like Madonna poses from like Baroque and medieval paintings.
Oh yeah. I love the size of her head to her body,
Oh yeah.
and just how it looks a little bit large, and the way she kind of comes forward.
She's got a head for the movies.
Yes.
Bill, somebody said Your painting's awesome. I guess I gotta go give me some vertigo.
I saw that. Yeah, Julia said thank you. I thanked her.
That's funny.
Oh, it's funny.
Bill,
Well,
can
I
you
tried
show
for.
it? I was looking down. I didn't see it.
Oh,
Worked
my
for
paint?
dad, Bill.
What's that?
Worked for my dad.
Yeah. Well,
There you
here. This is what I. Cassandra,
Oh yeah, that's really nice.
thank you. Oil on an old poster, on the back of an old poster.
Nice.
I have like a bunch of these. 1996.
We had to hold on to it to then be able to use it.
Well, you know, it's just, yeah. Probably printed too many, you know.
All right, we'll go to the next pose, but in the meantime, while you're posting and everything, I am going to share my screen again. And pull this up. And just a reminder that, hey, we got our next big thing with Visual Arts Passage is we have a group of short classes. We run 5-week classes. Our 4-week, I mean, our 4 major courses in both illustration and in the concept design class are 10-week classes. And they're broken into information to really help you develop yourself and develop a career. There's a linear approach to them. These classes are purely about like push-ups and sit-ups. It's technical information. The first one I teach, if somebody is, you know, in high school or just new to it, trying to figure out picture making a little bit, I teach a foundations course that we cover. We do a head drawing, we do a figure drawing, we do many. We have a focus of on head drawing, figure drawing, and then a landscape design. And we use dry medias of charcoal and graphite. Also, we learn how to draw the Academy method with pastel, like I'm drawing tonight. And then we use multiple either gouache or watercolor or oil paint at the end to do a landscape. But it's more about the basics of putting a picture together, learning what a 3-value thumbnail is, learning how to properly do thumbnails and value studies. Very, very basic, but gets you started as a cognitive picture maker. Color theory is taught by Brent Watkinson. It's the application of color. It's a brilliant class. Everybody, I mean, I know many of the students, probably a few in here that have taken the class that have raved about it, talked about how much they've learned, how much he introduces lots of different artists, lots of different, it gives you different limited palettes, warm palettes, cool palettes, explains the color wheel really well, but more in a very digestible way, but in a way that makes sense to applying it as an artist. And then Ray Bonilla teaches a head painting class that is fantastic. Does demo every night, but it's some really starts off with really basic information of how to even how to prepare surfaces, and he approaches it with gouache. You can apply it with gouache or acrylic or even oil, and then after he gets through the basics of what he's trying to, you know, of effective lighting scenarios, proper ways to render, he gets into taking it forward digitally. And so he spends the last couple of weeks working on the digital application of it. And then the last one is just the figure drawing class that I teach, where I teach the Academy drawing method. I know that's kind of a lot to digest, but I'm very proud of these classes. They kick off a week from this Sunday, actually, is the first one, and then the others run on the on Tuesday evenings. My foundations class runs on Sunday, and the others run on Tuesday evenings. So if you're interested, take a look, go to the website and take a look. The only other thing I wanted to mention was our studio bridge. John Nymeister's last week in studio bridge this coming Monday night. John's done 3 weeks in a row. He's been done this incredible demonstration that he'll be finishing, or he'll be getting close to finish this coming Monday night. And then after John, Audrey Benjaminson joins us, and you probably, if you've come here frequently, you'll notice that Audrey draws with us quite frequently, and she'll be the featured artist for a month. That's all I got. Let's go back to drawing.
I was going to say, if we've got any Passage students in the crowd who want to share their experience with any of those mini courses, please do. I know a few people are here.
Well, I can attest to having taken color theory from Brent, and I use it all to this day, and that was 20 years ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Word by word.
Just stole your thunder there, man.
Fantastic.
It's funny.
If you take color theory with Brent, you could end up on the panel.
Well, I sat in on Brent's color theory class years ago, and it's awesome.
It really is.
And,
I sit in on it a lot. I like to go and just listen because it's really good information.
It's a real game changer.
All right, so our next pose.
Studio Bridge, if you haven't been in Studio Bridge, there is a lot of great work posted, a lot of reference influences, comics, illustration, another drawing night, and the talks, which are also all recorded too. So you can check out the past ones.
On Twitch, right?
I'm there a lot too, so
You learned a lot, Bill.
yeah.
If anybody's ever at loss to what photo we're drawing, you can always look at my look at my drawing board. I print everything out. I flip everything to black and white and print it out.
I'm always curious, how much ink do you go through a month, printer ink?
Very little. When I had an inkjet printer,
Mm-hmm.
I'll use a lot. But the laser printer, I just have a black and white printer, and I use very little ink.
Oh, that's cool.
Or maybe it just lasts a really long time.
I always I've had a couple of inkjet printers, and when you want to just go to print in black and white and you're out of like magenta or cyan, and it won't let you print, and you're like, somebody did a cartoon about that recently. I was like, yeah, that's exactly it. It's like you're out of cyan. Yes, but I want to print in black and white. Cyan, you're out of.
Yeah. Black and white. I like seeing everything in black and white because I can distinguish value from color a lot easier. Identifies itself. I'm always have flipped my reference to black and white.
Yeah.
Timmy and I were kind of laughing at the photos. I selected about 30 photos to get approved from Belen, and she trying to guess what she would say about the photos we chose. It's like, why did you choose these? She's got unbelievably beautiful photography, but I'm always looking for a single light source.
Mm.
Most of the time, maybe it has a slight reflected or bounce light to it, but um, probably some of the things that aren't is, and also she's a fantastic photographer, and they have so much personal point of view to them.
Mhm.
Trying to, trying to take that as a piece of reference and draw from it it's a challenge because she's already made a statement with it.
Yeah, it's harder to make it your own.
Yeah. So I was trying to find reference that maybe had less of that.
She also has such amazing color. I started following her on Instagram, and I'm just the color that she has is amazing.
Very good. And in my foundations class, it's like one of the first things I deal with in that class is your ability to understand effective lighting and to shoot your own photo reference. First assignment we have is a portrait assignment, just black and white head drawing. But I want everybody to shoot their own photo reference, understand the lighting, understanding you know true lighting terms and true lighting setups of Rembrandt lighting, short loop lighting, and butterfly lighting. And it's and I'm sure it's something that Montalvo uses all the time. He's constantly has to match or create lighting scenarios. And I know as an illustrator, I was always trying to match or align lighting from my picture of found reference or reference people sent to me of things I had to use. And lighting was a huge aspect of it.
Yeah, in this series of portraits I'm doing, what you said about the butterfly light and loop light and everything, and Rembrandt, it's been so useful because sometimes people just send me some pictures of like selfies or something that somebody took a photo from a party or whatever, and I have to dig real deep into what little information I have on those photographs and make a portrait, make a painting out of it. And all these names and techniques of lighting, they help me so much on decision making right from the start. And first time I heard about all this was in the academy with Brent Watkinson.
Hmm.
So that's what you said was I was just laughing to myself because it was exactly. I learned so much, you know, from those days, like 20 years ago, and I use it mostly every day since.
Yeah, like it, and some of it I wasn't able to use initially because I wasn't good enough to have it figured out, and then like kind of that stuff was stuck in my brain, and as I was getting better, I was able then to enact those other things I'd learned.
Yeah, it looks like they they put a lot of zipped information inside your head. When you get
Yeah,
back home, and you say, "Well, how can
yeah,
I how can I do it?" And sometimes it gets to you like months or years later, and they say,
yeah,
"Whoa, that was oh my God, that's what they were saying."
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Total
It-
aha moments.
I get that all the time.
yeah, it's just like when you get something intellectually, but not in real world in practice. Like I remember Gary Kelly again. He was saying it's all about shapes. It's all about values. I say, all right. I took notes, and I say,
Hmm.
well, okay, values and shapes. All right. And then years later, I was back in the academy, and I had to do one of those pieces, and it fell on me like a piano in my head. I say, oh my God, this is what he was saying.
Yeah.
It was funny because he was just in a desk, like two desks away from me, and I called him and say, hey Gary, come here, take a look at this. Remember that, you know this is happening. and shapes and values and stuff. And it's just, I got it. And he looked at me and he smiled and he said, well, I'm glad you did. But what took you so long? Because it's been years that he told me that the first time. And I was back in the academy and he just looked at me and he said, what took you so long?
I'm
Kind
with
of-
you, Matava. It took forever for some of that to kick in, and then once it did, I was just like, oh my gosh, this kind of blows my mind.
Yeah.
Well, I have this theory that, you know, with art and teaching art and learning art, you don't really know it till you're capable of doing it. And it's the application of it that we're striving for.
Right.
And you can talk about it all you want, and you can explain it, and you can kind of get a concept of it. But unless you're capable of doing it,
Absolutely. Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
not, it doesn't help you that much.
Like the notes I took in Illustration Academy are so much more important than the paintings I did.
You know, Sterling, who has these beautiful journals. I mean, his journals his sketchbooks are like an art form. I mean, they're just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And he made a sketchbook he went to the academy twice, and he made a sketchbook both times, and just the information. And I went to visit him to do a demonstration of him working. Brent and I did, I don't know, probably 10 years ago. And he showed me opened those sketchbooks up again. And he said, John, he goes, I'm not embarrassed to say, I look at them constantly. I still use them all the time. And I thought that was really amazing. He said, it's the information that, you know, allowed me to start working, gave me the right tools. Sterling,
You're ahead of the game for, so much. It really puts you, I think it teaches you how to see things. And once you can see those things, you can, put them down on the paper. You can just, start painting lights and shadows and stuff, unless you can really see what you're looking at and then put it back on paper. And this is something that really, it happens so much. And when I was at the academy, uh, learning how to see things and color temperature and blocking
Yeah.
surfaces and planes and light against dark, dark against light, and all this kind of basics.
well, I think there's a real misconception of when people show up, or like when I get people in my foundations class or in people starting in our program, there's a misconception of what the priorities are in picture making. And I always kind of joke about it. It's like kind of my job to like change your priorities, because some of the things you think that are really important aren't that important. As an illustrator or as a picture maker, understanding composition and understanding how to construct a picture is much more important than finishing a picture.
Yeah.
But then again, you got to have, that's part of the skill sets that you got to develop too. But I think people are kind of surprised of what my priorities are and where we put our focus when we start. I remember one of the most telling things, everybody listened to these guys talk about Cassandra and Montalvo talk about coming to the academy and what they took away from it, what surprised them and excited them. And I remember the first time that I saw Gary Kelly present his work, his layout of a book design.
Sweet.
And I was astonished. I mean, I had, I was a pretty mature artist at the time, and I was astonished at what he went through to put these books together and design them. I remember joking with Brent and looking at him and saying, "You're looking at this beautiful design work and all the effort that he went through on the layout and the storyboarding and the reference gathering and everything that he did to put these things, these gorgeous books together." And I just remember seeing it all laid out and me turning to Brent and saying, I don't do that.
You want to know one guy that is doing exactly that on his projects? It's Bruno Sabino.
Good for him.
Yeah, he's doing this series of it's game-based cartoons, and he's making like an art book, um, and he's doing all the process, every step of the way. You know, thinking, planning, and all the Gary Kelly style of putting down, you know, all the blocks and stuff, and before drawing all the constructions, and it's a really amazing thing that he's doing.
Well, I follow Bruno. I saw him drawing with a bunch of children the other day. Of course, he had his shirt off, but that's okay. Bruno's a very handsome, good-looking guy that has a credible physique. He's worked at very hard.
Hmm. But he's one of the most, you know, attentive students that you can ever have.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, just he pays attention on everything that you say. He takes notes, and he goes back home. He does his stuff. He's certainly, you know, one of the most, you know, the best students that I've ever had.
Hmm.
And probably at the academy, just before going there, I was telling him, well, you know, just stick to the guys and, you know, be close to them and learn whatever you can. And he did more than I thought he would. He was just sitting, you know.
I'm laughing because we
Yeah.
looked like you'd set up for a demo, and the next thing I know, Bruno's like on top of your. He's like always. He's like always right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Bruno,
like 1 feet close to your drawing when you're doing it.
I have to back up so I can move my hand.
I told him
He was very nice. I think,
Oh, wonderfully nice guy.
you know, Montalvo, that the year that I met you there, was that his first time there?
yeah, it was his first year.
Yeah. He had a shirt on then, so.
Oh, I just if he ever hears this, I'm just teasing. He'll laugh about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He broke my record, right? He went to the academy how many times? 4, 5?
4 times
4 times.
Wow.
from Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like it was a worthy investment for him because it seems like he must be doing very well if he's taking all of those techniques into context.
Oh, I think he worked at a really good agency. Does he still work there?
I think he moved. He was there as an art director,
Right.
and then he moved to a TV company. It was just and now I don't know wherever he's working at now. Maybe he's freelancing.
But I mean, this agency did a lot of really great work.
Yeah, and he was working as an art director there. And he was, I think it was Stanford that he was making some workshops there. And I say, wow, that's really impressive on your curriculum. You're teaching at Stanford.
Wow.
Because he's into this, how do they call it's like product design and visual support for text and the things, design thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Design thinking, and he's really dig deep into that. So it's not only, you know, the art creation and illustration things, but he goes in a product design thinking of usability on all this kind of things and user experience is something deeper than I can ever think of doing.
There's a question from Steve Koch to the panelists. Who are the books done by? I'm not sure which books.
Oh, Gary Kelly.
Oh, yeah. We lost Montalvo's video.
Yeah, my battery is gone. I'm trying to put the other camera on here. It's not gonna look so cinematic. I was just trying this thing of using the camera as a webcam, and it's really interesting.
I was just about to tell you, Montalvo, we can't see your video.
Yeah, the battery has gone out.
Oh, that's okay.
No problem.
This is a really great pose for a drawing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why is that, John?
Angle of the head, expression on the face. But I think the angle, the just slight tilt, and his head's back a little bit too.
Yeah. The relationship to the arms.
And if you get it, if you can get it, and you can make it feel like that, it's a tricky thing to do, but boy, it really adds interest to the drawing.
Sorry about that.
I really want to draw on this one a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Are we coming up on 20 for this third one?
We 2 minutes.
I received an update from Gianna. It was Sean Penn, it was Omaha, and it was Mystic River. And she said he was a jerk. He didn't acknowledge that we were saying hi.
Oh, that sucks.
And I was like, where did you run into him? And she goes, in an alley. And I was like, well, I kind of understand the context of that. She goes, well, Jack Nicholson was extremely nice. She said he passed by and waved.
Well, why was Jack Nicholson there?
About Schmidt.
Oh, I thought you said it was
Different movies in Omaha. That was just her only reference point of was Sean Penn a jerk, which is yeah, because Jack Nicholson was so nice. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot. I'm very curious as to what scene in Mystic River was set in Omaha where they had to film in Omaha. I don't
really.
I think that there might be some misremembering around the details of that.
Well, she was 13, right?
Right, yeah. Yeah.
It was very traumatic.
Apparently. Yeah.
Sean Penn strikes me as an introvert too.
Yeah, I mean I would pretend like nobody said hi. Yeah. Yeah.
You've heard Sienkiewicz talk about in his lectures, Paul Newman lived in the town that I lived in when I was growing up. And
Really?
you used to see him like at the grocery store.
Really?
I was never really aware of him. It didn't mean because I was really young at the time.
Yeah.
But my sisters and my mom, and both my sisters were older than me. I mean, it would just be like, it would change their year running into Paul Newman. And of course, nobody ever said anything to him. And I think that was part of the beauty of it was, you know, everybody in the town was kind of trained to stay away.
I do have a very funny celebrity sighting story. I went to Iceland with my mom, and we were kind of road tripping around, and we stayed at this Hotel Ranga because supposedly you would see great northern lights. And we did. It was amazing. But we were in the little restaurant, and we were sitting there, and I was eating, and I turned towards the door. And this is like, I don't know, 8 years ago, 9 years ago. And standing in the doorway was Chris, like Thor. Like he had his Thor hair on and everything. And I was like, now if I've got this right, Mom, but I swear, like Thor is standing in front of us. And she was like, who's Thor? Like she hadn't seen the movies or anything.
She's like, who's
Right.
Thor?
She's like, he's a very good looking young man. Like, I don't know who this is. And
Hemsworth.
he came in with
Yeah.
his wife and his daughter. And it turns out they were filming Thor 2 in Iceland, where we were at Skogafoss, which we had just been. So
Oh,
I
wow.
ran into Tom Hiddleston too. Like he was getting a beer when I was getting a beer, and it was just like we walked around each other. And
I love a good celebrity sighting.
oh, it gets even better because my mom and I were about to head up to this little island within the Arctic Circle off of Iceland, Grimsey, and she had, like, some of her clothes had gotten kind of yucky from hiking, so she sent them out to get them washed, but she had to get them back that day because we were going to leave, and they said they lost her clothes. And Chris Helmsworth walked past, and he looked at my mom, and I got to tell you, he definitely stays in character because he looked at my mom and he goes, why are you so forlorn? And my mom's like, they lost my clothes. And he was like, oh no. And so then the people behind the desk started to get nervous because Chris Helmsworth was worried about my mom. So they were scrambling around looking
All of a sudden she became a top priority, a front burner issue.
You make Thor mad.
Oh my God.
Don't make this man mad. So they ended up finding the clothes, and he was like, oh, good. It's a happy ending for us all. And like
That's hysterical.
That's
he was
awesome.
dying, but he was so nice.
That's so cool. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a New Yorker cartoon this week that was other tools used by Thor. And so, like, you know, is it the Thor's hammer of, like, is it the, I don't know the Marvel universe well enough. What's it called? The hammer of something, like Infinity?
Yeah.
Or hammer of whatever. But it was like it was like the measuring tape of eternity. And and it's through this like a whole work kit of these like really mundane construction tools. Oh man. Yeah.
Well, I think we're there on this drawing,
Yeah.
or on our pose anyway. I'm certainly not there on the drawing, but fun one to do.
He had cool hair.
Yeah.
Model had cool hair.
So we're ready for number 4.
Yeah.
Everybody, please post your work.
Yes, Gina, that's the name. And I'm going to mispronounce it, that she put the name of the hammer in it because I think of Thor 1 and the way the one girl was pronouncing it. Yeah, Mew Mew.
Mjolnir.
I want to be careful about my Marvel references because I know there's a section of our listeners who would be pretty upset if I get it wrong. If our last week WandaVision came up and it's clearly divisive.
Oh, what was the poster? Can you post the poster that Dale apparently looked like him? That's what I wanted to know.
Oh yeah. I'll post it to the Facebook group. It's insane how much it looks like him. In my opinion,
I would personally love a side by side.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty crazy. But he does not look like the actor. That's the confusing part of it.
Dale did the poster and they didn't have reference, so he used himself. I mean, come on.
That's what I figured is, I was like, apparently Dale was on a deadline.
Hey, Timmy, how's my video look? Does that seem like it's square in the?
Looks good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to use my left arm to use the computer so that I can be on the other side of the, not do that.
Oh, right.
I have seen so many celebrities, and I've met a couple. Daryl Hannah at the comic book convention looking at my work.
Oh, that's cool.
On the set of The Crow. Jerry Lewis once.
Oh, wow.
Which was like, if you meet Jerry Lewis, you want to be a kid when you meet Jerry Lewis.
Right.
Because he was very reserved and very kind of quiet, but then I saw him like goofing off, talking like with this little 5-year-old girl or whatever. He put an orange in his mouth and he was being silly, which,
When you were on The Crow, did you meet Brandon Lee?
What's that?
Did you meet Brandon Lee on The Crow?
No. It was the Crow City of Angels. So
still very cool. Amazing.
Yeah, it was very cool. I met Mia Kirshner, and I worked with Alex McDowell, who's a very talented production designer. I can't think of the actor's name who was playing the bad guy in it. He used to be on one of the Law and Orders.
There's a Neil Brennan joke about meeting celebrities. He said, anybody that pretends like meeting is they don't act differently or behave weird when they meet a celebrity is lying. He's like, it's like driving next to a cop.
Yeah, it's a very awkward. Yeah, it's very awkward.
Wonderful descriptor.
He's like, we all, we might not be doing something wrong, but we all start to behave differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I remember meeting Robin Williams or standing next to Robin Williams.
Oh, that's amazing.
And just, I felt awkward. I could tell he was uncomfortable. Not because it was me, but just because.
he was just like, who is this guy?
Wait, I'm telling this wrong. But I remember even seeing Winona Ryder and David Perner in a bookstore years and years ago when they were dating, and they seemed very introverted and kind of keeping to themselves.
Yeah. The one thing about celebrity is I've been watching this. I mentioned the documentary about Britney Spears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The thing that is absolutely insane that I never was fully aware of is the amount of flash bulbs that went off whenever they went anywhere.
Oh.
It seems like not a big thing when you're kind of like, oh, boo-hoo, you signed up for it. It's like stroke inducing.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's absolutely wild.
I mean, yeah, it's,
there's like footage of her like sitting down for like dinner, and it's like, oh, nobody could do it. It would be unbearable. It would be so bad.
Yeah.
I'd never be able to handle that.
Yeah. Well, I remember being in a restaurant and Rupert Everett was there. This is in Los Angeles. Rupert Everett was there. Jodie Foster was there. Probably a dozen other people that I wasn't really aware of because I was, into the conversation with the people I was with. But you just, can you imagine having somebody in your face 24/7? Like,
No.
John's met John's met a ton of famous people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's
he's holding them close to his.
yeah.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to meet one of my heroes, and I turned it down because I was embarrassed. I wouldn't know what to say to him.
Really?
Yeah, I had an opportunity to. My cousin Sally was the buyer for Harley Davidson for all the apparel.
Oh, cool.
Uh-huh.
She did, and which was great. I got some really great Harley Davidson apparel, some jackets from her. But she would come up with these unbelievable. She knew as Springsteen's manager, and
What?
she would always come up with these unbelievable, like, hey, he's going to be in St. Louis or he's going to be in Dallas, and I got backstage passes, and you can meet him. And I'm like, that would be the worst experience of my life. What are you going to say to him? Hey, I really like your music. I mean, what can you say to Bruce Springsteen? So
That would be difficult.
I always I did take her up and get unbelievable seats, and flew down to Dallas to sit in the front row and listen.
Oh, yeah.
I was hoping we'd at the very least do that.
I did that. Yeah. I sat next to, believe it or not, my wife, Marcia, kept saying, this guy sitting next to me looks so familiar. It was Pete Townsend.
Oh,
Oh my God.
The guy directly behind me. This is how good my seats were. We were in Dallas, and the person sitting behind me was Troy Aikman. So our seats were.
Oh,
really good seats.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I was in a bookstore in San Francisco, and I saw, I was a huge, and still am a huge Laurie Anderson fan. And I also love Lou Reed's music quite a bit. But I saw them in a bookstore in San Francisco, and I, what was I going to say? I love your music or whatever, and I just didn't feel like it was worth intruding on their moment. I mean, they were really cute together. They were clearly in love and kind of doing their couple thing. So, but I can totally relate to that, not wanting to. Because what are you going to say after that?
Right.
Here, Bill, I can bring in fame kind of two different directions here. Illustrator meets fame. I was, when I first got started, I had already moved to Kansas City, and I was having to go back and forth to New York a lot. And a lot of the times I would go back, I would stay in the town I grew up with, and I would stay with Bob Heindel and his wife.
Yeah.
His sons had already, left home and were in college. And so I was just there with Bob and Rose. And he was telling me he had just come back from LA, and he flew something. I think it was a project he was working on. I don't even know who the client was, but it was a major client. Flew him out to LA, and he flew back, and they flew him first class. And he goes, believe it or not, he goes, I sat next to Steve Martin from LA to New York.
Wow.
And I said, well, what was he like? He goes, I didn't talk to him.
Oh my God.
I said, well, I mean, just tell me, how did all that go? And he goes, well, he said, he, just, it looked like he wanted his privacy. So I just kind of kept to myself. And Bob was a super cool guy.
That's so wild.
And he said, when we landed, Steve Martin looked at him and he said, I'm pretty confident you know who I am. He goes, thank you for not talking to me.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
I thought that
I was just gonna say, I bet he still remembers it.
he read the situation well. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I felt when I was standing next to Robin Williams. I was just like, yeah, I don't want to bug this guy.
Do you remember Chris Kelly with that? He was a writer at SNL.
Yeah.
He was on Pete Holmes's podcast, and John, your story reminded me of it. Pete Holmes of Crashing, John?
Oh, absolutely.
So before he was writing at SNL, his dream was to be in SNL, like to be on SNL or write for SNL, but it was like not even in the picture, I guess. It was so far off, it was so impossible that when he would take flights, if somebody tried to talk with him, if they asked him what he did professionally, his routine, because he was obsessed with SNL and he knew everything about it, he would just be like, I write for SNL. And he would just tell this fake story and they'd be like, oh my God, that's so exciting. And he'd be like, yeah, on Mondays we do this. And he would walk them through this fake, behind the scenes story of SNL. And he was like, it seems really silly, but for like 2 hours, I kind of got to pretend my dream had come true. And he was like, I did this to dozens and dozens of people. And he said, and one day he gets on a flight and the row across from him, the guy sits down and he's like, I've sat next to this person before and I told them the SNL bit. And he's like, so I put on my fake SNL thing. And he goes, and just as soon as I look away from him, Bill Hader sits down right in front of me. So his like lie caught up to him. He was like, I put headphones in really fast, trying to pretend like I didn't see this guy. He's like, Bill Hader's gonna be like, this guy doesn't work at SNL.
That's good.
That's hilarious, Timmy.
Yeah, I recommend listening to. It's called "You Made It Weird." It's a really good podcast.
I
Pete Holmes is a
started
really
one of his
interesting guy.
episodes. I got distracted though, so I have to get back to it.
Timmy, who is this that does the podcast?
Pete Holmes, he's a comedian. A lot of his comedy is like, I think he does really thoughtful comedy on like spirituality and whatnot.
Yeah.
He's a really interesting guy. Christopher the model actually spent some time with him in Hawaii because they both were staying with Ram Dass, who is I don't know how you would define who Ram Dass is, but if you Google him, it's pretty wild. He's a wild, like, I guess, thought leader from the like 60s.
Yeah.
But they both were there, so yeah.
Cool.
But it's a good podcast. He opens it with, I tend to not like podcasts that open with ads. His open with ads, so I kind of skipped through them pretty fast.
I've got to listen to more podcasts. I get, I've tried to listen to them when I'm working, but I get too engrossed in them.
Yeah.
And so
I can't listen to them while I work.
But I've listened to some of Brent's. I'd like to listen to more.
Oh yeah, Brent's are great.
It's
I've listened to one called I forget something, 3 something and a Keith. 3 women and a Keith. I forget what it's called, but it's a comedy one with what's the girl who was in Trainwreck?
Oh, Amy.
Amy
Yeah.
Schumer. Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
By the way, I just shared a link to Everyday Artist, which is Brent's podcast.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. A lot of really great interviews.
Oh,
He's got a
About her interviewed there.
the latest episode on his website is Bill Sienkiewicz. So there you go.
Yeah.
um,
Bill's a fun interviewer. He has some really good stories.
Oh man, he's like automatic in front of the camera.
Yeah. That that video you were talking about that he's in, that's a remake of the song, a Radiohead song. So Fade Out Again. I forget, Street something.
Cool video. I liked it.
Yeah, it is cool. But he does it at the end, like there's a painting of Radiohead. Sorry, having a moment there.
has anybody listened to Art Affairs?
No, but what's
Yeah,
that?
I really like that one because they go into kind of new contemporary. So there's just a lot of artists that I've been following that have been interviewed on there. So it's just I really like the peek behind the screen. Like Brent's really good about that too. It just kind of humanizes these artists that I really admire. And I just like to hear their day to day and hear them, you know, talk about how it's tough to paint some days and, you know, coping mechanisms and how they got to where they were. And I always like hearing everyone's story.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at it now. It's really cool.
Yeah.
A lot of really great artists too. Wow.
Yeah. I really, really enjoy it. Like I listen to every new one that comes out.
What's it called again?
Art Affairs.
Art Affairs. Okay.
Mhm. Like sometimes I'm in the mood and it'll be like the whole week while I'm painting, all I'm listening to is podcast. And other times I just want to listen to books. And then sometimes it's just like music and movie music score. You know, just depends on the mood.
Lately for me, it's been music, but it's been a lot of my older music. A lot of my cassettes, which seem to hold up. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty fantastic.
You got a Walkman that you're listening to?
I have a boombox, and here's
Classic mixed tapes.
there's my boombox.
Your camera's off, Bill.
Oh. Oh,
So
I
you're
know.
just using your, yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Yes.
Sitting right on top of his fax machine.
Right. I was just like, cassettes, huh? I have a record player that I listen to during the day just so I get up every like 20 minutes and walk away from my computer.
All right.
That's so
There's my boombox.
Okay.
Nice.
Old, you know. Okay.
I still own videotapes.
You ever, I wish I had a record player. I love records.
Yeah, I have all my dad's old records, and I just got it set up so I can listen to records.
Cool.
I was just reading that recently, like records were outselling CDs. That, you know, records are really.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of hip hop, and if I really like an album, I'll buy it when they press, like if they press that album. So I can see that, but I would never go buy a CD, you know?
Oh.
I would never go buy it. Yeah. That's it. That totally makes sense. Right.
You know, I went to a talk by the late designer Von Oliver, who did pretty much all of the 4AD stuff, you know, Cocteau Twins, and Pixies, and Lush, and
Oh, cool.
all that stuff. Great talk. Saw a book there that he designed for a Japanese artist named Shinro Otaki. Gorgeous book. But, I mean, he was hilarious. But the first thing he said is, he goes, CDs are like the worst thing to ever happen to graphic design for music, because records were like 12 inches of real estate.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, you've got to figure out how to package for this thing that's like 5 inches. And
Bill, that's so true. And then also like the most recent records I've purchased, which one was Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West, and then another one is the Us album, the soundtrack for Us by Jordan Peele.
yeah.
Us, the film Us
I know
by
what you're
Jordan
talking
Peele,
about. Yeah.
right? Which was done by that's Kinsella. And if both those albums are like, I don't know who did the artwork for Dark Twisted Fantasy, but the album artwork and the packaging is the most elaborate production. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
When you frame it the way that you did, which is just like, it's just not possible with the CD.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
It used to be one of the biggest venues for illustrators to work.
Yeah. Do you remember when CDs used to be like in this really elaborate kind of box?
Yeah.
Yeah.
before they were just in the jewel box, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
it'd be like twice the size of the CD.
Yeah, I have like a Bob Dylan collection, and it's like 20 CDs.
Cool.
You know, but it's one of those gigantic, it's this big book, and they tried to package it that way. There's something less authentic about that than the vinyl. The vinyl, the whole package, because even the record looks cool. Like the records for us,
Yeah.
Yeah.
even just the records alone, they color them in a way that like fits the palette. Whereas no matter what, you never got around the fact that just CDs looked ugly and they looked like future trash, you know?
I think the one thing I liked about, you know, when they would do CDs, well, when, you know, it was box sets. Like
Yeah.
there were some incredibly beautiful box sets made.
Yeah, but you know, like remember the CD case that would open up on both sides and then there was one in the middle?
Oh yeah.
I hated that.
Well, I have the Beatles anthology. Do you remember when they re-released those?
What
The
anthology?
Beatles, when they,
Uh-huh.
like in the 90s,
Yeah.
they like, did a whole thing. I remember like they had the one in the middle like that.
Yeah. Bill, we lost your camera again.
Or
Oh,
John doesn't have a camera
Really?
on. Either.
I
Oh,
turned.
no,
around
never
because
mind. We
Our
lost.
I think you guys can
Yeah.
take 30 seconds or
I
so,
see.
wrap up, and then we can go through some of the drawings.
Sorry, Bill. I'm just so accustomed that if there's a camera missing, I assume it's yours.
not me. My camera's still here.
I was just like, we're down to 3 cameras. Bill's at it again.
And Tim, I don't know, maybe there's a problem with my transmission on a camera. I'm trying to put it on, but it gives me a message.
Oh, let's see.
I'll be right back.
Let's try this. I'm going to ask to start your video.
Oh yeah.
See if that does it.
I'm
Uh-oh.
I'm not painting tonight, but
I can't fix that.
no, just
Yeah.
got to sleep.
Oh,
You can't
shoot.
see your hair, Montavo.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
It's back by popular demand.
I wish I could be drawing with you tonight, but it's just I'm
Oh,
focused,
no, I'm glad we got to hear about your project.
yeah,
That's so exciting.
kind
I
of.
hope we didn't slow you down too much.
No, actually not. I'm just hanging out with you guys is just a lot of fun.
Well, let's
Yeah.
wrap up with this pose, and we can go through Instagram here.
Yeah, and I'm just somebody just asked for a reminder on how to upload images. We're gonna be looking at Instagram today. I don't want to disincentivize anybody to post to Facebook. Please do. It's a great little group. But for tonight, please be sure for this last bit, post it to Instagram, use the hashtag illustration isolation. Actually, I'm gonna mess it all up. Please just grab the tags from our webpage, which I'll share the link, and they're right there.
Yeah, I want to see all the people who knock this pose out of the park. I'm always impressed. Like I can't resist not trying to paint all the people, but I never get them. And I see all the people who end up doing it, and I'm just amazed.
Wow, that looks fantastic, Cassandra.
Oh, I just wish I had more time. It's just fun.
I like how you started with a solid color base and then added the added
Yeah, I got to get those shapes right.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad you had to tear apart a box to do that. Yeah. We're in a box.
Box.
Yeah.
Just a box.
Yeah. I think the box was never so lucky.
Yeah, it helps me not make things be too precious because it's just quick and easy. And
Yeah.
I'm looking at the stuff posted right now. It's awesome.
I'm ready to go whenever you guys are.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Everybody, quick, post your work.
All right,
You've got like 2 more seconds.
Here's mine. I'm gonna leave this.
All right.
All right.
I'm going ahead.
All right. Here we go.
Voila.
Nice.
Very fun. Oh, wow, that is fun. Thanks, Brian.
That's so cool. John, hit refresh one more time. There were a few more posts.
That's so cool.
And then, yeah, no, go back.
Right?
Click on that hashtag in his caption.
Right here?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Now
All right.
scroll down. Okay. I wanted to make sure we got the most recent stuff. So cool.
Very nice, John.
Nice shapes.
Awesome.
Nice. Oof.
Oh,
Really
yeah.
good. These are great. That's fun, Randy.
Oh, yeah. I always want to know, Randy, do you throw the color down before you start and then just draw on top? Or do you throw the color down when you see the reference?
That's so funny.
Kind of goes with the narrative.
Oh, that's awesome.
You're telling the Icelandic story. That's when that happened.
Yeah.
Makes me happy.
That's
Oh, cool.
Mhm.
very good, Chris.
Oh, that's nice.
Impressive.
Beautiful.
Very
And you
nice.
got that good, like, pink, the lights that were going in. That's nice.
Yeah, that's
That's
such
cool.
a nice shape to that pose.
Mm.
The tilt of the head, you had to get it just right. Wow.
Wow.
You
Damn.
even did the drawing on our shirt. I knew
Yeah.
you were going to do that really well.
Doug's a drawing machine.
There he is.
That could be a CD cover.
Yeah, totally.
He turned in some really beautiful studies for posters, for travel posters.
Bill, it looks like cover art for like the Pretenders.
What's that?
Looks like cover art for like a Pretenders album.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, and you did the drawings in the shirt. I'm so impressed.
Oh, that's
Oh,
fun.
that's really
Those
cool.
octopus arms. Did you notice that?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, I love his arms.
great face too.
Yeah.
Nice,
Oh,
Doug.
nice.
That
Chuck.
was beautiful.
Really nice.
Like egg on chili a bit.
Nice, Ben. Marcy, very well done.
Good.
Very good. Oh, that's cool. Literally.
Yep.
Very good.
I like that account. I want my banana milk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice.
And you do the tattoos.
Cool.
Some of these actually
Tattoos.
remind me of Bruno.
Quick 10-minute sketch.
That
10-minute sketch.
Yeah, that looks like Bruno.
Yeah.
He's not buff enough for Bruno, but
Yeah.
that's fun. I really like that.
That is
Nice
cool.
attitude in that face is really nice.
I have a feeling that I was just, you guys
Very
were,
good.
I was in the bench tonight.
What?
I have the feeling that you guys were playing in the field and I was sitting on the bench just watching you.
Spectator.
Yeah, it's just like I was grounded.
Go to your room, Montavo.
Yeah, and do not draw tonight, right?
Montavo, you know what timeout is?
What's that?
You know what timeout is?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Really
why-
nice color.
Exactly.
That really looks like Bruno.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, very good, Audrey.
Mm.
That's fun. Oh, wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Julian, nice.
Very nice.
Good color.
Yeah, that's fun. Feels like Charles Reed.
Yeah.
I would love to see a time lapse of a few people who started with us last March, and how they've changed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's really nice.
this is nice.
That's cool. Nice one.
Yeah.
Man, you got the tilt right, head back. It's really nice.
We're gonna create a bunch of Doug Bell before photos of his drawings. Little just stick figures. This was what Doug Bell was like in March.
Well, there you go.
Look at this progress.
Before illustration isolation and after.
I'm joking. Doug Bell's been great the whole time.
He was good.
For anybody wondering.
And I hope he has water.
Oh man.
He had no water this morning.
Oh yikes.
Oh, man. I'm sorry.
Shouldn't be making fun of Doug today.
Doug, you're
Let's
extra
just look it up
hardcore for
today.
doing good drawings with no water.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
We're making fun of him. We've been complimenting on how good his drawings are.
Well, I was saying the before,
Oh,
the little doodle.
this is nice.
That's great.
Yeah, very nice.
I really like the cool highlights.
That's fun too.
Cool.
I was just flipping through my drawings from the illustration isolation, and I can tell there's a moment,
Good job,
before
Karen.
and after.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in so many drawings that I just looking back and I say, wow.
Very nice, Karen. Ah, posted.
Mm,
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know that I've done anything this consistently for a full year.
Yeah.
Not that I did anything during it.
Really nice, Randy.
I guess I could have got good at drawing.
Oh, that's really
If-
good too.
That's beautiful. Nice one.
Oh, yeah.
Steve.
The pile of
it's,
paintings I have
Sienna.
in my studio from this is insane. I started with the first illustration isolation. I have a huge pile.
Yes.
Wow. That's so cool.
Oh, that's really cool.
And also, it took us so long to get you on the panel. I don't know what we were doing.
Well, you also got to get used to the format too. The act of.
I wasn't ready at the beginning. I appreciate that you let me up here now.
I doubt that.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
That's cool. Seeing some new people joining us. That's
That
awesome.
does look like Robert Plant.
Dang.
That's beautiful too.
Yeah. A
Very
simple,
awesome.
cute.
very nice.
You know, I noticed last week that Felicity was using color for the first time.
Oh, I really like this one.
She's actually going to teach a color theory class for us.
Yeah.
Anna.
she will beat us all in
How do-
being
How do you hire a 9-year-old?
She can only work in a 1 hour increment by labor law, but
What is
it's worth it.
We have to have twins.
Yeah, we're gonna need.
if you're willing to take 4-year-olds, you can put my kids. to work.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
Oh, that's
her,
really
like,
nice. It's very
weird
soft.
Oh, that's
saying,
cool.
well, I was 9 when
Oh,
I
Julian,
started
that's really
drawing with
neat.
this guy.
Oh yeah, that is kind of cool, Montalvo.
What did Nova say?
Beautiful. Nice one, Julian.
Yeah, if I live long enough to see her grow up, it would be great.
No, in like in
Well, when
20
she's-
years.
John, I need you to. Yeah.
It's beautiful. That's beautiful, Julian.
Beautiful one.
That's nice too.
Somebody just said it's been a whole year. It's
very nice.
We're coming up on it a whole year. We're gonna have to do something special for the whole year.
Yeah, where's
Yeah.
Chris?
Ooh, that's beautiful.
We're gonna fly Chris in.
We need to have Chris back, like for the year.
Are we getting t-shirts?
That's what I should do. We should do t-shirts for the year.
AJ, that's a really nice piece.
That is really nice.
Beautiful.
With the tilt of the head and that.
Mhm.
that's nice
Oh,
too.
that's
That's cool.
cool.
Vincent, very nice.
Oof.
Really
Yeah,
nice.
that is a very
That's
Is this
one that
Vincent's first time drawing with us?
gorgeous.
Is this the first time with Vincent? Vincent did a couple, John. Go to that inside arrow.
Vincent's a very good artist.
Go to the little arrow next to her head.
that's one t-shirt.
Go
that
to
I
the
would-
left, John. A little bit. There you go.
Nope, to the right. There you go.
Okay.
Nice.
One more. Okay.
Nice, Andy.
Mhm.
Me and Alice have put together a newsletter for Visual Arts Passage cave painting course.
That's nice.
Yeah. Love the change of color in the line.
Oh, I really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These
Nice.
poses were terrific tonight.
Yeah, they really are.
That's nice, Randy. A lot of great ones. Gosh, it's just
Mm.
good job, Ben.
That's cool.
Well, you know what's crazy is like
Neat. I love the fingers and the neck on that.
I really like the distortion of the head. Is
Yeah.
really nicely done.
Like Mugliani-esque.
Yep.
oh cool.
That's nice.
Really nice.
We're coming up on 5,000 images created. And I think only probably, I bet less than 100 of them are like, like
That's good.
Instagram junk.
5,000.
5,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great job.
We'll probably hit it I bet we hit it next week. Yeah.
Oh, that's very
I've-
cool.
Really nice.
I've only done 200 of them. I mean, to say you've done 200 of anything, one day a week for a year, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Next year it will be 400 because it's
Probably more, John, because we
Yeah.
started with Studio Bridge too.
yeah. Well, that no,
Yeah, I was gonna say anybody who
400.
anybody who can mail us all 200 drawings, I'll send you a free shirt.
You're gonna get so many boxes.
Yeah.
You're gonna get like 3,000 drawings sent to your house.
I honestly think that the audience is so incredible that John, we would come out on top if we
Oh,
bought
nice.
everybody a shirt.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
This is
That's the thing that
fantastic.
you wanted. That's pretty cool.
This is like one of those magic shows they used to have in the 70s, Here, kids, this is how you make art. That's gorgeous.
Fantastic.
Really, really nice.
Very cool.
Awesome. Wow.
Ah,
Thank you.
good job.
For doing that.
Very nice, DJ.
Randy,
Cool too.
another good one.
Ah, everybody's doing so good tonight. Oh, that looks really good too.
That's really nice.
I like the way they did the hair.
It was a good cropping of that pose too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
oh, that's fun.
I like
Oh,
that.
that's fun.
Cool. Ooh.
Hey,
Yeah.
very nice, Heather.
I love like the details of the hair, but then the kind of the quietness of the jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's got a nice mood to it.
Hmm.
Nice, Sienna. What's his name again?
He's all right.
Doug's.
So good.
No,
So good, Doug.
Doug, you are getting tons better. You're becoming a better designer.
Yeah.
You really are. You're thinking a lot more about design these days.
Yeah, like he left off that side of the body and it's just not
Yeah.
necessary. Like it's
Really nice solution to that.
really cool negative space.
Well, it's like those jellyfish last night, you know?
Yep.
They were completely in a different wheelhouse.
Yep.
You know, looking at Sienna's drawings, I remember when Sienna was a baby, when Chuck was my MFA student.
Aw,
And
that's nice.
I
Nice
mean,
angle.
I held her in my arm. She was like tiny. Ah, that's very cool.
Sienna said, aw.
Nice.
I mean, great picks on pictures because obviously everyone is as equally inspired. Everyone's doing such great stuff tonight.
I did carry her at your thesis exhibit, Chuck. I totally remember that.
I think we're at the end. Yeah,
Hey,
we're
John, close it out and then hit refresh one more time because somebody created an Instagram account to post their work. And
okay.
I think
Oh,
we
wow.
should, and I know there's going to be like a dozen more images, I think. So
Did you go to recent? Yeah.
Most recent. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's
Very
nice.
well done, Karen. Yeah, there was a few new ones here.
Oh, very nice.
That's fun too.
Mhm.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
It feels like a Josh George drawing. Look at those hands.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a compliment. Nice drawing.
Yeah. Who did that last one?
This one? That's Ches.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
geez.
Cheese. Again, I have to apologize. Anybody's name I pronounce wrong, I apologize.
Very cool.
That's nice.
Nice one.
Rebecca says she hopes Felicity's will come up. She's not used to posting on Insta. Oh, that's
Oh,
good.
that's fun. That's a nice solution.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool too.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Cool.
So we're in search for Felicity.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
was looking at Facebook. There's some really beautiful ones on Facebook as well.
that's really well done.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like a movie title, In Search of Felicity.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very good. Wow,
Oh, nice.
that's really beautiful, Andy. These are nice.
Oh, that's cool.
That's well done also.
Really lovely.
I think we've seen that one.
I
Yeah.
think we're just cycling through.
Yeah.
I don't think we never
Yeah.
Felicities. Most
Um,
Felicities during the week.
we will, everybody. Yeah. Stay lively in the Facebook group.
Yep.
Keep sharing your work. We'll be there. We'll be there all week. So
Yep. Hey, I want to thank Cassandra and Montavo and Bill for joining us tonight. Timmy, thank you for organizing. As we're coming up on a year, it's pretty amazing. Look back at everything that we've done in here. Just a reminder, we got our short 5-week classes coming up. If you have any questions about that, reach out to Timmy and I. We can tell you a bit more about them. And then John Nymeister on Monday night in Studio Bridge. Hope everybody has a safe and warm weekend. I know there's a lot of people struggling right now with that, and I wish you the best.
Yeah, please stay safe.
Yep.
Stay safe, everybody.
Fun night,
All right.
everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you always.
Good night. Night, everyone. Nice to be
See
here.
ya. See you, Montavo.
See you all. Thanks for.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Cassandra. Thank you.
Thank you.